Fatiha. طريقتنا الصحبة والخير في الجميع. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذا مرضت فهو يشفين. Hastalanınca Allah şifa verir. Şifa da hastalıkta.
When you get sick, it is Allah Almighty who will cure your disease.
Allah Azze ve Celle'den olur.
Disease and cure both come from Allah Almighty.
Şifa da ondan.
He is the one who will cure you and make your disease go away.
Her şeyde bir hayırdır.
There is a blessing in everything.
Mümin için, Müslüman için.
For a believer and for a Muslim, there is a blessing in everything.
Her hal Allah'ın verdiği şeyler güzeldir.
Every state and every situation a believer or Muslim finds himself in is a blessing.
Onların faydası var.
And there is a blessing and a goodness in every situation and every state you may find yourself in.
Maddiden faydası var, maneviden.
There is a blessing both from a worldly perspective as well as from a spiritual perspective.
Bazı şeyler kötü zanneder insan ama
Sometimes people think and assume that things are bad,
onda hayır var.
but behind that badness there is goodness.
Yani sana da hayır var. Makamını veyahut günahlarını affetmek için de olur.
And the things you may undergo may be the means for you to get rid of your wrongdoings and to be absolved from one's sins.
O da var. Bir de işte böyle ufak tefek hastalıklar, onların da başka hastalıkların gelmesine mani olur.
And for example, there is wisdom and blessing in everything, and even if you get sick for a bit, then this little sickness will be the means to prevent much greater diseases.
Yani bu Allah'ın hikmetini akıl ermez tabii.
There is a wisdom in everything, and human mind cannot fathom, understand the wisdom of Allah Almighty.
Allah'ın hikmeti büyüktür.
Allah Almighty's wisdom is great.
İnsanlar bilmez,
And people cannot understand.
hemen başlar isyan etmeye.
And the moment they do not understand, they start to rebel, challenge, question Allah Almighty.
Allah'a karşı gelmeye.
They come up against their Lord, Allah Almighty.
Halbuki Allah insanlara her şeyi onların faydası için vermiş.
But Allah Almighty created everything for the benefit of human being.
Onun yolunda olduktan sonra.
As long as you follow the way of Allah Almighty.
Öteki türlü menümüddülahım diyor. Her şey onlara paralar var, zenginlik var, şey var, güzel dersin ama onların daha fazla ahirette azap çeksinler diye veriyor Allah Azze ve Celle.
And there are people who are wealthy, who have cars, who have money, who seem to have everything in this world, but the more they have, since they do not follow the way of Allah Almighty, all this belonging, all this wealth, all these worldly riches will only lead to their suffering in the hereafter, where they will be held accountable for it.
Onun için bize verilen her şey şükretmek lazım, hamd etmek lazım.
We need to be thankful for everything that Allah Almighty gives to us, and thank Allah Almighty for every single divine favor.
Şifa da Allah'tandır.
Cure is from Allah Almighty.
Onun muhakkak şifası var.
And Allah Almighty, He is the one who cures.
Hastalıkta gene o da bir ikramdır.
And a disease too is a divine favor by Allah Almighty.
Mümin için, Müslüman için.
For a believer, for a Muslim,
Allah muhafaza etsin. derdi şifası olmayan, derman olmayan dertten Allah şifa versin, hepimize muhafaza etsin.
May Allah Almighty cure the diseases and the sicknesses we may undergo, and may Allah Almighty prevent us from being afflicted from things which may not be cured. May Allah Almighty protect us from undergoing tests. These are minor things, and these minor conditions may happen anytime. And these are things which need to happen. And it is part of our lives to get sick every now and then, and if you would not have these conditions, one should question one's own state.
Eski zamanda anlatırlar. Karı koca yaşıyorlar, güzel halleri çok iyi. Ansızın hanımı demiş, ben boşanacağım senden.
And what this means is that in former times there used to be a wife and a husband, and they had a very happy, good life. And then all of a sudden the wife said to the husband, I'm going to get divorced. The husband did not understand and said, we're getting along well and everything is fine. We do not have any problems, we do not have any afflictions, everything is just fine, the husband said. But the wife insisted on getting divorced. And then the man did not know what to do and said, let me think about this. And then, while thinking about it, he fell and broke his leg.
Kadın yok demiş. Ben seni boşayacaktım çünkü sana hiç ne hastalık gördüm sende ne bir şey.
And then the man said, yeah, maybe let's get divorced if you want to. But then the wife said, no, I don't want to get divorced any longer, because I was surprised by your state. There were no troubles, there was nothing, there was no condition you had to undergo. Everything was always fine, and I started getting doubts.
Allah seni sevmeyen bir insan zannettim demiş.
I thought